Bro, Invincible is so peak, bro. I want to watch the breakdown now. I was gonna save it, but we gotta watch it now, cause let me tell you, bro, I cannot express enough on how just good of a show. Now, once again, I'm just gonna reiterate what I've already said to Zoro, but like, yeah, of course they cut off a bunch of stuff in the Invincible War. Now, I haven't read the comics, but this show alone makes me want to read the comics and like get ahead of the actual show, cause bro, I want to see what happens with Conquest, bro. Oh my, bro, and you know what's crazy? I thought this was gonna be like a cliffhanger with Conquest. Now, spoilers, obviously. Bro, next episode is gonna be fighting Conquest, bro, and oh my gosh, bro, I'm telling you, bro, Invincible's peak, bro. That junk peak, bro. It's peak. Oh my gosh, bro.
What happened to no one being ready by breakfast?
Also, no ad blocker. My fault.
Lego with Dego.
Also, this mug loud.
Build Angstrom, though it took them. Hello and welcome back to New Rockstars.
Also, let's be real. How the hell did Angstrom Levy survive? Now, I know they just had him survive because like he was in the comics, but like, bro, this man literally had no brain. How do you live without like it was like can you live with just your heart pumping? No brain? Literally no brain? Like he literally, like his brain was literally mush. There's no way that nigga could have survived that, but apparently he did. So,
I'm Jessica Clemens, and this is a breakdown for Invincible Season 3, Episode 7, titled What Have I Done? This is the second to last episode.
Bro, that shot of all the like marks and like all the destinations they destroyed, bro, that shot was so amazing. Bro, I got a nice shot on that on my IG, bro. That shit was hard. Bro, oh my gosh, Invincible so peak. Bro, I feel so sorry for all the people who don't watch shows because like animation, they think animation gotta deal with cartoons, but like bro, niggas they be missing on some of the best television just cause of some bro, oh my god, bro.
Conquest is here. Conquest will be messing
bro,
things up.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you the menaces. Damn Mohawk Mark, what's his name? Sinister Mark, the black and yellow suit Mark. Oh my gosh. Omni-Man Mark that broke Eve's leg.
Surely. But before we get into the potential future that's Earth being ran by Conquest and the Viltrumites, let's get into this episode and identify all those
and Powerplex ass still hating
Easter eggs in this episode and a lot of missed details that you might have missed because, you know, all these details. I need to get into too much today. But first, make sure to check out nerdride.shop where you can always grab the latest and greatest
fantastic
merch.
Ain't it
right
fantastic?
Now, we've got some designs inspired by Daredevil Born Again. Like this Daredevil
I gotta catch up to Daredevil
shirt. I know that you want it. We've also got great merch.
We got
this battle. TV at the end of season back. Okay, let's get into it. We open on Mark following his battle with Angstrom.
So many body counts.
And Mark thought he killed Angstrom, but now we learn
what they say in the show, like the death total was originally like 100,000, but they said it's going to triple to like 1 million and shit. The only thing, Loki, I feel like the battle with Mark and his dad was like a little bit more significant. I'm not gonna lie. Hopefully, the battle with Conquest is going to be on like the same type of timing with like Mark and his dad fighting, because like I feel like during the Invincible War it wasn't as like bloody as like we didn't have the same type of scene where like when Omni-Man put Mark against like the train that has not been replicated to like any type of extent in like this season at all. But I know there's like a whole bunch of like, you feel me? Like obviously they was destroying cities, but we really didn't like see that. We didn't see like a whole bunch of blood, guts slinging everywhere when like he destroyed a building and stuff.
Angstrom survived this battle. This opens the same way in the comics in issue number 60, which this episode really does cover and bleeds into some parts of issue number 61. They gave you a glimpse
of the Voltron Empire because only 18 Mars did that.
Was a bloody piece of roadkill. He was able to open a portal to some surgeons in another dimension that Angstrom had been standing by in case he couldn't handle Mark. They were able to rebuild Angstrom, though it took them many months. And these alien surgeons are also known as the Technicians. Now, I wouldn't say it's a spoiler necessarily because we're led to believe by the end of this episode there's plans for Angstrom and the Technicians. But, however, they do return in the comics, and I assume they will also appear as a more significant character in the show. Portals open
weak marks
with Angstrom's camera orbs trailing behind them. These are the names of all the...
Bro, this shot was hard, too. There's another hard of just them invading.
Invincible characters following what they are on the wiki, so these names aren't necessarily exactly what the comic would call them, but what the fans and the fandom have addressed them as. And I think it's actually makes more sense to go by these names anyways. We've got Mustache Invincible, Veil Invincible, Flaxen Invincible, who seems to be wearing a variation of the Flaxen armor.
Let me show you how to block this
Oh,
out. First, you're gonna
that's-
go to the video.
Sorry,
Then you're gonna
YouTube
download
took her down my
Ad
ad blocker.
That's
We also have Bulletproof Invincible, who has a bulletproof eye mask design. This is the first costume Mark tried on in Art Shop back in season 1. It had the same eye mask design as well. There's also Dark Invincible, Sinister Invincible, who we've seen before,
Sinister.
Omni Invincible,
Sinister Invincible, that's that boy.
Clearly, long-haired Invincible, Target Invincible. He has a patch on his shoulder that has the same Viltrumite design that Conquest has on his chest later in the episode that you can see, but we'll get into that later down the line. There's also Prisoner Invincible and Maskless Invincible. They fly in different directions, then it says day 1. And as we'll see later, like in the comics, this battle reaches over 3 days. The title card changes from the white and blue logo to the black and yellow. We saw the same color of the Sinister Invincible uniform in season 2's premiere, where that Sinister Invincible had
Yeah, I was confused on that. So did Angstrom not remember that Sinister Mark was the one that literally killed his son, or did he just like not care? I know that he was like using Mark like the whole time, but like still though, did he not realize like, damn, I don't have any gripe against this Sinister Mark who literally packed up my own son and caused me a lot of trauma?
partnered with his father to conquer Earth.
I guess that was like a
Angstrom. And Sterling
different
K.
version
Brown is
Angstrom.
officially back as Angstrom, and he is so good at portraying a fully unhinged dimension-hopping maniac. I love him. Mark still blames himself, clearly, for last week's events with Powerplex, and then we jump to Mohawk Invincible attacking Peyton Penitentiary, and another attack.
They should have made Mohawk Invincible's Mohawk a little bit bigger.
Crystal in his chest, who we've seen before when he tried out for the Guardians of the Globe in season 1.
I think it was
and
due to
again,
being
this
fused
season
with so
when
many
Doc
versions
Seismic
himself, so
trapped
he's
him
missing the
underground.
same.
In the comics, this
True.
fight was actually with Jack Staff, a British superhero based on Marvel's Union Jack. There are a lot of characters from the comics during the 3-day battle, like Spawn even, that don't show up in this episode, and I'm sure it's just because, you know, legal and ownership.
Yeah, why the hell do they have
But I would
Spawn
love to see Spawn
in
just show
Invincible?
up out of nowhere. And another attacks the Kremlin in Russia. This one is known as Prisoner Invincible because he spent a year in a Viltrumite prison and has the scars to prove it. He also has to face off against Cast Iron. Cast Iron appeared in Guarding the Globe Comics issue number 4, and his real name is Milo Stojakovic. His entire body is covered in thick metal, so he's basically an homage to Colossus in the X-Men. And yes, I know I mentioned the comics a lot, but it's hard when they're really mirroring what happens in the comics. But shot for shot, this is in the same destinations, even the same kind of dialogue that the marks are having in the comics is shown in the sequence, and this was my favorite part in the issue because the different marks are just criticizing Earth. The is shown in
I wouldn't even keep you as a slave in my empire. That, bro, the delivery on this line was insane. That shit was so crazy.
the sequence, and this was my favorite part in the issue because the different marks are just criticizing Earth, the people, the heroes, and it was just so demented and unhinged. Like, you're already killing these people. What's the point of making them feel worse while you're ending their lives? I love a villain, but these were like horrible.
Oh my
villains. In New
god,
York
bro. That shot, bro.
City,
Bro, I gotta
dialogue
read the
having in
comics. I gotta read
is
the
shown in
comics, bro.
sequence, and this was my favorite part in the issue because the different marks are just criticizing Earth, the people, the heroes, and it
I've killed you before and I'll do it again. Bro, why did they have Spawn in this shit?
It was just so demented and unhinged. Like, you're already killing these people. What's the point of making them feel worse while you're ending their lives? I love a villain, but
This goddamn shot. This goddamn shot, bro. That's just so hard.
these were like horrible villains. In New York City, we see Invincible crash into the Empire State Building as he battles Wolfman, who comes from the Invincible Universe series and had his own comic created by Robert Kirkman called Astounding Wolfman. He's basically just a werewolf. We got a tease for this character last season when Ruby and Amanda went to the movies, and there we saw a Wolfman movie poster behind them. In Hong Kong now, we get this man with a blindfold. This is Best Tiger, a parody of The Punisher.
Yeah, I thought this was like another variant of Mark, but apparently it's just a random nigga that looked like got the same haircut.
Daredevil meets Bullseye. He first appeared in Guarding the Globe issue number 4 as well. He's up against Sinister Invincible, and we assume this is Hong Kong based on the illuminated skyscraper that we see, which resembles the Bank of China Tower in Hong Kong. Some of the translations on the signs we did through Google Translate, you can see it says insurance company, morning tea, Serious Lizard, restaurant, New World dim sum, you know, those things. Next, we get Tech Jacket from the comics as well. He's basically
hold on. I feel like let me do that. Oh! Sorry.
Sparkle is here.
Sorry,
to save
I
the
felt like
day
my
and
bit rate was
save
low.
you money.
My bad.
See, it's just
Invincible Universe series and for the entire morning tea,
Like shit was
serious
lagging.
wizard, restaurant, New World dim sum, you know, those things. Next, we get Tech Jacket from the comics as well. He's basically Iron Man with his suit, but since he's a boy that was given his suit by an alien, he's more like Blue Beetle. Inside is a boy named Zach Thompson, and he's up against Mustached Invincible. Back now on the ground with some normal stuff going on, Rex is helping Shrinking Ray move. And this is
that
really
boy
just my
Rex,
gut punch
bro.
for the entire episode.
Hey, prayers to my boy Rex, bro. Prayers to my boy Rex, bro. He went out like a real nigga. And I'm not, bro. Rex is one of them characters, like, he was corny as shit when I first met him. He was corny when you first introduced him, but like, bro, that man really started to show his true colors, bro. He started growing up. He started being a real nigga. But he had to go out like a real nigga too, though.
Seeing how well him and Ray are doing. Rex tells Ray he's finally happy and in a good place now. And
like that's how you know you have a good show with a great story. If you can make a most hated character and a most beloved character in the span of what, 3 seasons? That's so wild, bro.
You ain't gonna end in a good place at the end of this episode. You gonna be dead. Spoilers. I'm sorry, I'm still not over it. Based on the beat up car on the street, this maybe isn't the best.
Cuz said, I can blow up my whole goddamn skeleton.
She's a superhero, she can deal with it.
She was
I love
hard.
the detail of them changing into their uniforms. Rex burns away his outer clothes, expensive, while Ray shrinks down to save her clothes, and you know she's gotta save that rent money, and switches into her suit. I guess they both had their suits on under their real clothes? Maybe Ray just isn't ready to quit after all. Rex says, now lay one on me, mama, for luck. And it reminds me of Princess Leia's classic line after she kissed her brother. Gross. Rex gets some real heroic moves in as he dashes away. Mark shows up at the prison and all hell's broken loose. He goes 1v1 with Mohawk Invincible. Luckily, he's a little bit stronger. Steven Yeun does an awesome Weasley asshole voice for Mohawk Invincible. It's so annoying and dickish, and I mean, he really served and he ate.
Do you like what I've done to the place so far?
That's when we see Kid
Bro,
Thor,
yeah,
Bolt,
Steven
and knock out
Yeun,
all comic characters.
his
and
voice
seen
acting
them
was
all
immaculate in
before
this
season two,
episode, too.
8. They mistake our Mark for one of the bad ones and just start beating his ass. And then Q Powerplex stepping out of prison, going at Mohawk Invincible just to get his ass kicked. We can see the power capacitor still attached to his body under his prison uniform. As Donald Ferguson said last episode, they can't remove them without killing him. And I really hope that Tether Tyrant and Magmaniac survive this and are free together, but I don't know. If they are dead, I'll be really sad. Why would you give us that entire background story on them just to have them killed in a prison? Back home now, Debbie and Oliver watch the news
Powerplex, his damn crash out
We
ass.
cut to everyone's reactions.
Can't tell
April Houserman,
Powerplex
Oliver's
shit. He just
nanny,
hates Invincible.
Amber and Kyle, and William and Rick. Debbie reluctantly lets Oliver leave to help Mark while she goes somewhere
Yeah,
safe.
bro.
We cut back to the prison.
They should have shown Oliver's fight against see, this is why I gotta read the comics, because Oliver fought like some other Invincible. I'm not sure if it was like long haired Invincible, whatever. I feel like that would have been a compy scene to show of Oliver like growing into the superpowers, like having to kill his doubled brother.
Prison fight, and luckily
Different
they
universe,
now
brother?
beat down Mohawk Invincible. At the severely damaged Pentagon, the Reanimen are smashing the hell out of another Invincible, and clearly this was an all-out fight. And I'm fairly certain that was the Flaxen Invincible based on the armor he's wearing. It's really hard to distinguish when, you know, he's beaten to a pulp. Cecil has his face messed up, all the Reanimen that
Got so
failed
scared
are
for all
dead
of
in the
them, he ran
background,
into
and
one of the
Donald has
evil
ripped
marks.
his flesh and clothes. Very Terminator. And as a reminder, yes, he is basically a cyborg or android. Donald Ferguson confirms that there are at least 18 different marks attacking right now. I don't know if that means we're down to 17 with this last one. Donald also shares some good news. This Invincible didn't seem as strong as theirs, and that's probably the case for most of these Invincibles since they never did the training that our Mark had been doing. They all probably all just started being bad from the jump and have put in minimal effort to making themselves stronger since they're all naturally really strong enough to take on normal humans and conquer their respective Earths. On day 2, we see Britt leading a team to fight Invincibles. Britt is voiced by Jonathan Banks from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. We've seen a lot of these heroes during the Guardians of the
Yeah, bro,
World
there's a lot of
tryouts and in the first episode of the season when
actors.
Seismic trapped them underground.
I
This
forgot
beefy
Rex
man
was-
is called
Rex
the
was
Hunk,
naked.
like the Hulk. I imagine he fought Adam Eve during their tryouts. We have this child with a suit and briefcase, and we cannot find out who this is. I think
Boss
they're making fun
baby.
of someone, and we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. The little boy in the suit seems like a hero created for the show. He sort of reminds me of the Batman villain Baby Doll, who was originally created for the Batman animated series, which I'm rewatching right now. I'm on season 2, episode 30, and it's great. The big green guy was at tryouts as well, and also trapped underground during the premiere episode of of this season. This is the Haley Joel Osment hero we saw at tryouts and in the premiere episode. The guy in the red cape was also at both the tryouts and the premiere episode. And this is Throwball. She was the one that
Random
fought
ass
Samson
baby.
at the tryouts. Also, half purple head man in a suit was at the tryouts in the premiere episode. Also, this guy that looks like One Punch Man. Also, these two were there. And this person. They're using Cecil's teleportation machine to go all over the world. Back with Oliver saving folks like a good old little hero until he crosses paths with Cal Invincible. Mark and Eve are surveying the damage, and there's honestly just too many casualties. If the people hated Mark after Chicago, they're definitely gonna hate him now. On the ground, they see folks who just teleported in and they're taking on Vale Invincible. Then Mark comes in and fucks him up. Lensless Mark, who is taking on the Immortal, winds up at a freaking tomb, and this is Cahor. This has been a running gag from the previous two seasons.
Bro, the Immortal is so washed, bro. The Immortal is so washed, bro. I'm glad that his ass quit after this whole Invincible war, cause like, bro, Immortal, I haven't seen Immortal win one fight after the damn Omni-Man shit, bro. Immortal has been washed since season 1, bro. Bro, the Immortal has not been good since he hasn't been good the whole show. He's just washed, bro. And then now he's gonna wipe up this damn duplicate her young ass until she died. I don't know, bro. The Immortal is just, bro. It's just, bro. I don't know I don't know.
Cahor is an enchanted mummy that needs a host body in order to escape his tomb, but Invincible kept inadvertently causing a sandstorm that kept trapping him in that tomb. Also, Cahor is sexist and only wants a male host body. He's a character created for the show who doesn't appear in the Invincible comics and is clearly inspired by the character Mum-Ra from the Thundercats animated series. Cahor is also voiced by Clancy Brown. You know, Mr. Krabs. Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video.
Detroit Become Human.
All of them,
That
even
dude.
the good ones, especially the good ones, and navigate away ship help. Not we first month, good for them. Then we see how every hero, 2 women who were trapped in the tomb in season 2 finally escape. Good for them. Then we see how every hero takes on their Invincible in a quick montage. One of these heroes I think is the El Chupacabra, aka Francisco Vasquez, who first appeared in Guardian the Globe issue number 2, taking on Sinister Invincible, who we learn murdered his Omni-Man. Green dude and the little boy, I don't know if we want to call him that, but that's exactly what he is. They take on
Sinister Mark's murdered.
The green dude even throws the kid fastball special style like how Colossus would throw Wolverine. After we jump back to Eve and Mark versus Vale and Omni Invincible, more great Steven Yeun voice variations. Good job, baby. Then, horribly, Omni Invincible grotesquely shattered
that scene was so crazy.
You can break an arm, you can break an elbow, you can even break a rib on this show, and I don't care. I don't know why it was a shin where I drew the line.
Goddamn shin, bro. Out of everything that happened, this should have been a wake-up call to show how dangerous Viltrumites are.
You slowly this time, which we'll probably never learn.
They knew, bro. Ever since Mark's dead,
You can even break a rib.
Bro, this Invincible so far in the Omni-Man
on this show, and I don't care. I don't know why it was a shin where I drew the line, but I did. While unconscious, he says, "I've always hated you." In the comics, he says something
This time I'm killing you slowly.
like, "I'm gonna kill you slowly this time," which we'll probably never learn too much about in the background of each Invincible and their backstory, but it's crucial to note Angstrom took the worst ones, the crazy, sadistic ones, the ones that have a hunger for violence and live off mayhem, and this is what's really dangerous about it all. Luckily, Cecil teleports in the Reaniman, and he's making time.
Yo, another spoiler. Wasn't Cecil able to recover some of the Invincible's body and make them into like Viltrumite Reaniman or something like that? I'm pretty sure that happened in the comics. I think. I don't know who's. I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Save Eve and Mark. That's when Donald offers to fight, seeing as he's a robot, and begrudgingly, Cecil lets him go in. At the Guardians of the Globe's headquarters, Immortal and Lensless Invincible
Immortal ass
going
just
at it.
washed as shit. Washed as hell. Not even a factor. Not even there.
Duplicate is out. Samson is done so. Then Darkwing tries to intervene just to get his ass folded like an omelet. Gets snapped in half like a fucking twig. He starts chopping through cake.
Not a lie. Darkwing did way better than the Omni-Man Darkwing when he literally splatted his ass on the floor like a fly. This Mark was a dick too.
Like a damn carrot, and this Invincible is just horrible. This man, someone kill him, please. He then says this.
guys are so good.
Sort of reinforcing that a lot of these Invincibles haven't faced much of a challenge, and they're also just crazy as hell. Then, for no reason, he mocks Shapesmith's final words, then facepalms Immortal into the ground and gives him the Marie Antoinette special with his foot. Like, this man can't hold on to his damn
That man kickflipped ahead.
Face one of duplicates as they both fade away. Poetic? No, tragic. Though we will later see that the most of the Guardians survive this battle, most of Shapesmith's vital parts are in a core that this Invincible didn't know about, so he didn't damage it. Darkwing then jumps back up and transports Lensless Invincible into the Shadowverse, the dimension he can access and trap people. We don't see him return in this episode, and Black Samson later assumes that Lensless Invincible probably killed Darkwing and trapped himself in the Shadowverse. We see that Debbie escaped to Paul's house, monitoring the battle via the news. Channel 5 News.
I'm not sure they're gonna talk about, but that one scene of the Mark that said like he killed his own mother, and then like there was like a scene where he went back to the old house and acted all like scared and like, where's mommy and shit, and he was like, oh, he said something along the lines of, oh, I thought that was gonna work. I wanted to kill her again or something. Then he just flew off. That was such a fire scene. That was hard. I
remember how much is featured in the animated
show. It was fucked up, but it was
hard. It's Channel 6 broadcasting everything during this battle. Hiding at her boyfriend's house probably saved Debbie, since none of the other Invincibles would have known to look there. In their universes, Debbie never got the chance to find love again after Nolan. She either, died or died. Rick saves William with his strong robot body on the destroyed campus of Upstate University. Love this line from William, by the way.
Why did we stay on campus, Rick? Of course an evil Mark from another dimension was gonna mess this place up.
And of course an evil Mark from another dimension was gonna mess up this place. It's always dangerous to live on campus. Remember that. Don't live on campus. Stay at home as long as you can. Like me. Retro Invincible has been tearing up every robot to find the rest of the team, or whatever they call themselves now. Bulletproof jumps in to intervene, and after Rex returns,
bro, Bulletproof hasn't done shit.
Then the two go at it for a bit. Rex clearly ain't winning this one, and in his act of heroism,
I want Bulletproof to have like the same popularity Rex had in season 3, bro. I need Bulletproof to do some shit. I need Bulletproof to get compy, bro. I see it. I fuck with Bulletproof, but like I haven't seen him do shit. I need him to get compy.
He blows himself up, killing both him
RP
and
Rex.
Invincible.
RP
then
Rex.
Billie Eilish's When the Party's Over begins playing, which I thought was a wild song to play until I remembered the song is really about going through a breakup and just being really angry that it's all over. The song is fitting for both Rex dying and the subsequent montage. As we see what's left of the heroes in the world, it's heartbreaking to witness who remains and what can be salvaged. Although these heroes have survived, they're still very angry about the unfolding events.
You're doing better than most, I'm afraid.
Mark waits over Eve's unconscious body. Luckily, she's in a hospital at least, and Mark refuses to leave her side, even knowing Oliver and Debbie are out there somewhere, hopefully alive? Back with the mayhem, the Reaniman take down Bulletproof Invincible. Mohawk Invincible is still causing damage, taking down the Empire State Building. Luckily, long-haired Invincible was brought down by Oliver and the team. Powerplex is still in prison guard, but surging
I want to see that fight, bro. Oliver and long-haired Invincible, and didn't Oliver didn't he come back with like Veil Invincible too? Oh.
And he has a charred Invincible behind him. Tech Jacket has taken down Mustache Invincible in space. It's a world.
That scene I was mad at Mark, cause bro, your mom and little brother. Yeah, that was kind of selfish of him. Cause like I don't know. At the same time, he wanted to protect Eve, but like there's no way he could have found. I don't know. No. Press. No, unclick. Oh, sorry, I gotta send my mom back. Hold on. Click the arrow. Unclick the check. There we go. Old folks, bro. You gotta break it down real simple to them.
In this one. The music has stopped and we're now on to day 3. No more time to grieve. 8 more Invincibles are still alive, and they did a similar shot like we're seeing now and on the TVs in front of Angstrom as they did in the comic, showcasing day 3 as the crash landmarks and cities demolished under the bad Invincibles. We have Sinister Invincible in LA in front of the Hollywood sign, Viltrumite Invincible over the Chicago River, Mohawk Invincible in New York City over the Statue of Liberty,
very sick ass
Invincible
shot
in Paris at the Eiffel Tower.
I like the maskless Invincible. That was a fire shot.
Invincible in London in front of Big Ben in the Parliament. Prisoner Invincible over burning Moscow. Omni Invincible over Tokyo with Mount Fuji in the background. And Dark Invincible by a destroyed Sydney Harbour Bridge in Australia. This was all phase 1 according to Angstrom. He tells the remaining Invincibles to meet me you know where. Later, above Debbie's house, all the Invincibles are waiting for Angstrom. Dark Invincible also notes that he misses this house, and it reminds him of the days he and his dad played catch, something Mark and Nolan used to do in season 1. The Invincibles turn on Angstrom pretty fast, and Target Invincible notes that the deal with Angstrom was allowing them to take over other dimensions, which
Bro, goddamn Assassin's Creed Shadows dropping. Am I playing this? Probably not.
which is an insane offer to be offering
Yeah,
in the first
nobody.
place. However,
Well,
Dark Invincible made a deal to find his mom and bring her back with him, which is so
how can Invincible cause like I'm not sure what happens in the comics. So I don't know. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
sad. I don't want to feel bad for Dark Invincible because he's tearing through, our world, but he just wants his mom back. His Debbie is clearly dead, and he mentions he didn't kill her, which makes me think his dad did, Nolan. And also, Maskless Invincible notes that he misses William, and I'm wondering if Nolan killed William in his universe, or maybe he did by accident. When they agree to torture Angstrom, he sends them to where he and Mark fought in season 2. Mark then returns, taking Angstrom on. Angstrom uses his bots to fight. Luckily, Mark is keen on his tactics and fighting style. He evades everything Angstrom throws at him, except for the million bots he portals in. Mark starts getting pummeled by these bots, and in his anger, he starts slicing them in half, punching through the wave. He reaches Angstrom finally and chokes his ass. Oliver then flies
Should have killed his ass, bro.
Mark to kill Angstrom, which, yeah, Mark, get on with it. He succumbs to what he must do, but is a little too late, and Angstrom retaliates with a bot and is able to portal away with one less arm now, but still, he gets away. Back in the dimension with the technicians, the surgeons refuse to fix Angstrom. They now have Angstrom working for them. They probably saw how he betrayed the other Invincibles, so they're not letting him be in charge anymore. Also, the technicians are voiced by Doug Bradley, who was Pinhead in the Hellraiser series. Back in our normal dimension, the news broadcasts that all cities have been completely wiped.
Well, hold on. They definitely want to resent Invincible, but they know that it was just different versions of him that resemble Invincible. Like, I feel like they have enough common sense to know, like, it wasn't Invincible, but they're wondering why it was people that resembled Invincible, I think, or something. I don't know how he's going to...
Thousands, and the rescue crews are now searching for survivors and recovering the bodies. There's a shadow of a person that probably blew up on the wall of the destroyed Payne Penitentiary. Could this have been Powerplex blowing up one of the Invincibles? I hope. We get this one scene that's a flower growing through the concrete, wilted and sequestered from the blood and debris around it. Concrete flowers represent the idea that even in the most difficult times or hard places, beauty can be found or life can grow. The sentiment is tethered here, where we see superpowered and non-superpowered folks working to fix the destruction. The beauty and humanity, if you will, but when it's stepped on, it's almost like it's signifying that there's no beauty, there's no hopeful future, no growth, only death and survival. Mark and Cecil show up in New York to help what or whoever is left. Powerplex is even helping, which, hey, good news. That is until he pops off again after seeing Mark. Bad news. Oliver knocks him down, and Mark acknowledges they shouldn't hit him or else he'll build more energy to fight back. So Oliver and Mark just hold him down until his energy is all released, and Britt takes him away. On his way out, detained by Britt, he yells how it's all Invincible's fault, and some folks look around like, yeah. He's not wrong, and this is just more guilt for Mark to think about. Eve's horrible parents arrive to kick Mark out.
Oh yeah, the guy. Of course, his dad got a hate boner from
Eve's
Mark.
childhood friend died during all of this, but Eve is still alive. The world now is trying to rebuild. The immortal is revived after reattaching his neck, and he says the smartest thing anyone could have said this entire episode.
Retire.
No, I'm done. I've given this world enough. Not to be this person, but immortal truly has given.
Bro, the nigga was
He's
Abraham
died way
Lincoln.
too many times.
Jesus.
He's also got his ass kicked to an embarrassing degree. But I assume he'll probably just get back into the superhero game at some point, probably at a point where they really need him. He's just gonna get bored of living forever. Probably once everyone's dead, he'll be like, you know what? I should get my head back in the game. At Cecil's office, Britt, Bulletproof, Shapesmith, Robot, Samson, and Invincible meet. They want to rebuild a new team. This is also where Invincible learns that Rex died. Cecil offers the leader position to Invincible, where he rejects the offer because, he does not want to do that. As Mark continues to help clean up in New York, someone calls out to him. Well, let's play the clip because it's such
Play
a
the
big
clip.
deal.
Play the clip.
Stand ready for my arrival, worm.
Bro, this nigga posed up.
War was coming last season. Conquest is voiced by Jeffrey Dean Morgan from The Walking Dead, Watchmen, the comedian.
Stand ready
for my conquest.
arrival,
Arrival, my fault.
This is Conquest, and this is also who Anissa warned was coming last season. Conquest is voiced by Jeffrey Dean Morgan from The Walking Dead, Watchmen, The Comedian, Supernatural, The Boys, everything. And Mark is not in the mood for this right now. Conquest is pissed that Earth isn't prepared for the village.
Bro, nigga, bro, I'm not gonna lie. The icing on the cake when they made him was the fucked up teeth. That just tells you this nigga cares about nothing but fucking boxing. This nigga has one arm, got a scar through his eye, and fucked up teeth. That nigga Conquest cares about nothing but fighting, bro.
Overall, they come to blows as the episode ends, and Conquest, that big ass man, he's gonna tear things up. There's no post-credit scene for this week as we're getting ready for the season 3 finale next week. If you read the comics, we know where this is going. And Conquest is such a cool character in the comics for me because I like horrible people that I'm excited to see.
Bro, I haven't read the comics, bro. Don't spoil me, bro.
Your thoughts, how you felt about this second to last episode. Are we ready for it to be over? Because I'm not. Follow me at Lulu_Clemens. Subscribe to all 3 channels in the new Rockstars network for breakdowns and news of everything you love. Thank you to Brandon Barrick for writing this with me. Brandon's my best friend in the universe.
W Brandon.
Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.
W Brandon. Bro, yeah, bro. I'm going to have to watch. I'm going to have to read the comics, bro. See, because I just finished Berserk. I was going to start Vagabond, but, bro, this Invincible junk is way too good, bro. I got to start Invincible. But, yeah, bro. I'm waiting for episode 8. We're on episode 8. Oh, my God. See, bro, that's why I'm hoping it's going to be on the same levels as Omni-Man, bro. I'm hoping it's going to be on the same levels as Omni-Man. Because, like, there has to be a scene that's on par to the train. Telling you, bro.